I wanted to count down the most wishlisted games on Steam this year that actually have a release date, which means there were actually a good chance to see them. There's actually a couple that are releasing in the next few weeks, so let me know which ones are your favorite. I'm going to start here with a very classic looking, almost a bit retro RTS game called Tempest Rising, releasing on the 25th of April. This game is inspired by the greats of the past. It allows you to play through as 3 different factions, taking on the role of the commander of a highly mobile and advanced peacekeeping mission. It has all the things that you'd expect from a classic RTS, including different turrets, different buildings, different units to command, in epic large-scale battles, giving you the chance to utilize your strategy in real time. Let's move on to Split Fiction at number 9, a game which, if nothing else, has got a lot of expectation based on the fact that it's from the developers of It Takes Two, one of the more well-received co-op games of 2021. Once again, Split Fiction will allow you to play with a partner through a sci-fi fantasy style storyline in which you have these different writers that are working through different stories of their past. At first glance, it felt a little bit cheesy in terms of the narrative and storyline here, but when you start to look through the screens and trailer, it does look like there's some pretty interesting co-op style boss fights and puzzles for you to play through. You definitely know that Split Fiction is going to be one of those co-op games that definitely isn't an extra afterthought, and if nothing else, the game looks fantastic. Releasing on the 6th of March. Got another RTS game for you here, a little bit more modern this time with Broken Arrow. I definitely didn't expect there to be 2 RTS games in the top 10. Broken Arrow is a large-scale, real-time, modern warfare tactics style game, with a crazy array of different units that you can utilize, in a game that looks so strategic and really impressive in the way that everything comes together. You can be expecting land, sea, and air battles, some really cool little animations when you utilize helicopters and other different add-ons, in what to me looks like some of the really cool war-based battlefield-style first-person shooters, but actually in a more strategic RTS environment. Broken Arrow is something that I'm definitely looking forward to releasing in June this year. There's definitely a blood warning with this one because we're talking about Killing Floor 3, releasing on the 25th of March, and anyone that has played this very famous co-op action horror style first-person shooter game will know that there are lots of monsters here, and as the name of the game suggests, you're going to be doing a whole lot of killing. You'll be playing as the last line of defense against the Megacorp Horzine's inhuman army of monstrous monsters in what is definitely an intense, fast-paced first-person shooter experience. It's not surprising that Killing Floor 3 is on this list given how well the previous games have been received. 25th of March, a release for this one. Frag Punk is the only free-to-play game on this list, and it looks like a game for those Overwatch/Marvel Heroes or whatever that game's called, fans who want to play in a hero versus hero team-based environment. The unique feature about Frag Punk are these little power-up cards that allow you to bend the rules of combat. In the trailer, we see things like having the ability to create a larger head to make headshots easier, or a smaller head, which makes headshots much harder. It will be definitely interesting to see how this game is received, given the popularity of the Marvel game, and whilst they say that the cards are able to be unlocked in a free environment, as someone who was addicted to MOBAs in the past, sometimes the free environment can be a little bit deceiving, but definitely a pretty game and one that may be worth jumping in. It's free, see how it goes. Releasing on the 6th of March. Alright, we're moving on to a remake here from Konami, and Metal Gear fans will be really excited to see Metal Gear Solid Snake Eater, a remake of the 2004 game Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater. Hey, that's the same title, isn't it? As we've seen with these epic remakes of old classic games, you're going to see some really terrific visuals here, which essentially plays through the same storyline just with new graphics and better audio. This game's based in the crisis of the Cold War. And I'm not going to talk too much here because I feel like if you are a fan of this series, you already know what to expect. Metal Gear Solid Snake Eater is releasing on the 27th of August, later this year. We're about to talk about Doom, so once again, if you don't like blood and first-person shooter style videos, skip forward right now. Doom of the Dark Ages, releasing on the 14th of May, is a highly anticipated first-person horror game from a series that started off in little corridors and has definitely expanded into a much more open world that we see in this trailer. Still, what you can expect is an epic storyline with some really cool cinematic videos to look through, in a really dark world that has some impressive-looking monsters. I must say that I didn't play the 2016 release of Doom, which this game is a bit of a prequel to, but looking through this trailer here, I'm thinking maybe I need to go back and have a look at that because it is definitely impressive. Lots of action, fast-paced FPS game. Doom of the Dark Ages releasing on the 14th of May. Sequels, movies, spin-offs, everything is here with this series, and Borderlands 4 is the next installment in perhaps the most famed looter shooter. I don't know, Destiny's in there as well. Which one do you think is more popular out of those two? Anyone that has played any of the Borderlands games knows that this is going to be a co-op experience in which gaining loot is going to be a big part of your journey, based in a really cool cel-shaded style universe, which is stunningly impressive, and some really funny and dynamic characters which always make the storyline just that more interesting to play through. You'll be attempting to break free from the oppressive Timekeeper, who is a ruthless dictator who dominates the universe. That sounds bad. And once again, the ability to play either by yourself or with 3 other players in this sci-fi adventure in co-op mode. Releasing on the 23rd of September, possibly one of the biggest releases of this year. I actually thought this game would be the #1 game on the list. It's Elden Ring Nightreign, the game that made FromSoft Studio fans absolutely lose their minds when this was revealed last year. The devs have said that this is a reimagining of the Elden Ring gameplay core design, and meant to be a standalone adventure, so not a DLC like we saw last year. You have the ability to play co-op again with friends if you like, as you choose between different skilled heroes that have their own abilities, and which allows you to create some interesting synergies when you play together as a team. It's been listed as a Souls-like roguelike, so I'll be really curious to see how the roguelike element comes in here, but we already know this game can be huge and that all the front page of socials is going to be covered in Nightreign content as soon as it's released on the 29th of May. So this is just straight out the most wishlisted game on Steam right now, releasing in just over a week on the 27th of February. It's Monster Hunter Wilds, the next installment in this crazily popular monster hunting game from Capcom. Once again, players will be fulfilling their duty as a hunter by tracking and defeating power monsters in a world which I think looks really stunning, but that's kind of what we expect from Monster Hunter games. You'll be uncovering the connection between the people and the Forbidden Lands, and investigating this area following this tale of a young boy named Nader, and of course hunting a few monsters within there. Releasing on the 27th of February as the #1 most wishlisted game on Steam, you can definitely expect Monster Hunter Wilds to be a huge release next week. And I'll be keeping an eye out on the reviews for this one. Not my favorite genre, but definitely a popular one. Hey, there's the 10 most wishlisted games on Steam that have a release date in 2025. Let me know which one's your favorite. Leave a comment about it.